When a supply chain crisis hits, you don't rise to your best plan, you fall to the one you prepared. In this video, we will discuss how to build a crisis response plan for your supply chain. Let's start. Understanding supply chain crises. Definition of a supply chain crisis. A supply chain crisis is a low-probability, high-impact event that disrupts the normal flow of materials, information, or finances across the supply network and exceeds the organization's routine response capability. Common types of supply chain crises. Supply chain crises can be broadly categorized as supply-side disruptions, supplier shutdowns, raw material shortages, quality failures. Logistics disruptions, port congestion, transportation strikes, capacity shortages. Demand-side shocks, sudden demand surges or collapses. Operational failures, warehouse shutdowns, labor shortages, system outages. External shocks, pandemics, geopolitical conflicts, regulatory changes, cyberattacks. Understanding these categories is essential for designing a comprehensive response plan. Objectives of a supply chain crisis response plan. A crisis response plan is not designed to eliminate risk, but to manage uncertainty effectively. The primary objectives include rapid detection and escalation of disruptions, clear decision-making authority during crises, continuity of critical operations, minimization of financial and service-level impact, structured recovery, and learning post-crisis. Core components of an effective crisis response plan. 1. Risk identification and prioritization. The foundation of any crisis response plan is a structured risk assessment. Key actions. Map the end-to-end supply chain, Tier 1, Tier 2, and critical Tier 3 suppliers. Identify single points of failure, SPOFs. Conduct risk impact and likelihood analysis. Classify risks as strategic, operational, or tactical. Academic frameworks such as failure mode and effects analysis, FMEA, and risk heat maps are commonly used to prioritize vulnerabilities. 2. Crisis governance and decision structure. During crises, ambiguity in authority often worsens outcomes. A crisis response plan must define who decides, who executes, and who communicates. Key elements. Formation of a crisis response team, CRT. Clearly defined escalation thresholds. Pre-assigned roles, procurement, logistics, finance, IT, communications. Decision rights documented in advance. A well-defined governance structure reduces response time and prevents conflicting actions. 3. Early warning and monitoring systems. Effective crisis response begins before the crisis fully materializes. Monitoring mechanisms. Supplier risk monitoring dashboards. Logistics visibility tools, ports, routes, capacity. Inventory risk indicators, days of cover, stock exposure. External signals, weather alerts, geopolitical news, regulatory updates. Early warning systems enable proactive activation of contingency measures. 4. Scenario planning and contingency playbooks. A robust crisis response plan includes predefined response scenarios, not improvised reactions. Common scenarios. Loss of a critical supplier. Transportation route shutdown. Demand spike or collapse. Facility shutdown. For each scenario, organizations should define trigger conditions. Immediate actions, 24 to 72 hours. Alternative suppliers, routes, or modes. Financial and service trade-offs. Scenario planning transforms uncertainty into prepared optionality. 5. Inventory and capacity buffers. While excessive buffers increase cost, strategic buffers enhance resilience. Key considerations. Identification of critical SKUs. Differentiation between fast-moving and strategic items. Dynamic safety stock for high-risk nodes. Flexible production or logistics capacity agreements. The crisis response plan must specify when and how buffers are deployed. 6. Communication and stakeholder alignment. Poor communication often causes greater damage than the disruption itself. A crisis plan should include internal communication protocols, supplier and logistics partner communication templates, customer communication guidelines, executive reporting cadence. Clear, consistent communication maintains trust and prevents misinformation. 7. Financial and contractual safeguards. Crisis response is constrained by financial and contractual realities. Key safeguards include pre-negotiated emergency logistics rates, flexible supplier contracts with exit or volume clauses, defined approval thresholds for premium freight, access to emergency working capital. These elements allow rapid execution without bureaucratic delay. Crisis execution, from detection to stabilization. A crisis response typically unfolds in 4 phases. Detection, early warning signals identified. Activation, crisis team mobilized, escalation triggered. Containment, alternative sourcing, routing, or prioritization. Stabilization, short-term continuity restored. The plan should explicitly outline checklists and timelines for each phase. Post-crisis recovery and learning. An effective crisis response plan does not end with stabilization. Post-mortem analysis. Organizations should conduct structured post-crisis reviews focusing on root causes, effectiveness of response actions, missed warning signals, decision bottlenecks, institutionalizing learning. Lessons learned must be translated into updated risk assessments, revised contingency plans, process or policy changes, training and simulations. This step converts disruption into organizational resilience. Measuring crisis response effectiveness. Key performance indicators (KPIs) for crisis readiness include time to detect disruption, time to decision and execution, service level recovery time, financial impact versus baseline, frequency of repeated disruptions. These metrics support continuous improvement. Conclusion. In an era where disruptions are systemic rather than exceptional, the ability to respond effectively to crises is a core supply chain capability. A well-designed crisis response plan integrates risk awareness, governance clarity, scenario readiness, and learning mechanisms. Organizations that invest in structured crisis response planning move from reactive survival to proactive resilience, ensuring continuity, competitiveness, and stakeholder confidence even under extreme uncertainty. In modern supply chains, resilience is no longer optional. It is a strategic necessity. If you like this video, please like, share, and subscribe. Kindly join our membership to get specialized perks. Thanks for watching.